Hello, good morning all of you. My name is Ankit Kumar. I am a student of MTech in Dairy Technology in Department of Dairy Science and Food Technology IES BHU, and my topic is sampling techniques of food. This is content. What is food sampling? Objective of sampling, sampling tool, sample containers, precaution during sampling, sampling plan, sampling collection techniques, procedure during the sample collection, quantity of food samples to be collected for analysis, packaging and sealing the samples, dispatch of sample, sampling report, documentation and conclusion. First is what is food sampling. The food sampling is a process of drawing a sample, a small portion of food which is a representative of population lot of a food for testing, analyzing, intended to show the nature and quality of the whole specimen. A food sample is normally drawn to check the safety and standards of the food products. Type of sample, two types: legal sample, surveillance sample. Objective of sampling: protecting the public health, detecting fraudulent activities, giving customers sufficient information to make informed choices, ensuring that food standards are maintained, informing the enforcement approach, providing product quality advice to the producers, promoting fair trade and deterring bad practices. Sampling tools. The tool available to FSO authorized officer range from common tool for general purpose to special tool to used for a specific situation and for a specific examination of particular food products. Common tools such as pliers, spoon, screwdriver and knife are useful for opening containers, cutting bag of food products. These are some sampling tools. Sample containers. In general, for look at the FSO authorized officer should use clean, dry container of appropriate waterproof and leak-proof material including glass, stainless steel, metal and suitable plastic material which can be sterilized by heat if necessary. The containers must have a secure closure of rubber or plastic stopper or screw screw cap of metal or plastic coated with an insoluble non-absorbent. For solid or semi-solid, clean, dry, wide-mouth cylindrical receptacles of suitable waterproof material should be used. For butter case, suitable white mouth jars should be used. The butter must not be allowed to come into contact with paper or any water or fat absorbing surface. And this is precaution during sampling. The condition of sample received for examination is of primary importance. Representative sample is essential when pathogen or toxin are separately distributed within the food. The number of units that comprises a representative sample from a designated lot of a food product must be statistically significant. The proper statistical sampling procedure according to whether the food is solid, semi-solid, viscous or liquid must be determined by the FSO at the time of sampling. Clean, dry, leak-proof, wide-mouthed and sterile container of a size suitable for small of the product must be used. Sample must be submitted in original and in sealed condition. Dry or canned food that are not perishable and are collected at ambient temperature need not be refrigerated. Collect frozen sample in pre-chilled container. And this is sampling plan. The criteria which should be considered in formulating sampling plan: type of food sampling, size of food article to be sampled, degree of hazard to human health and potential for fraud, acceptance and rejection sampling plan criteria, adulteration tolerance limit, compositional standards, net content. The analytical process is only as strong as its weakest link. Purpose of analysis: sampling plan, sampling process, sampling preparation, analysis report and informed decision. And next is sampling collection techniques. The FSO authorized officer must obtain the following information: name of food, lot number, container size, product code number, labeling information, condition of lot, broken package, evidence of rodent or insects. And next is procedure during the sample collection. Signature of the witness. The food safety officer should call for one or more witnesses while taking the sample pieces and obtain a signature from them in all related forms and documents. Payment of the sample. The food safety officer should pay the cost of the sample to the person from whom it was drawn. The cost should be calculated at rate at which the product is sold to the public. Notice to be FBO. FBO stand food vendor or operators. Food vending operators. If the product has been obtained from manufacturer or suppliers, a notice in Form 5A shall be issued to them when the product is drawn from an open container. The person drawing the sample should draw another sample from a container in original condition, bearing the same declaration, and intimate the sample to the food analyst. Packaging of the sample. The sample food for analysis should be taken in clean dry bottle or jar or in a container which should be sealed properly to prevent leakage, evaporation and to avoid entrance of moisture. In case of selecting an already packed product as sample, no further sealing is required. And labeling of packaging. The package should be properly labeled and should bear the following requirement: code of sample, name of sender with his official designation, date and place of collection, nature of the product that has been sent for analysis, nature and quality of preservative added to the sample, and sealing of the packages. The sample should be divided into 4 parts. Each part should be sealed and wrapped using strong paper, and end of paper should be folded affixed. Further, a paper slip that cover bottom to top container bearing signature of the designated officer should be passed on the wrapper. The signature or thumb impression of person from whom the sample has been taken should be affixed in such way that both paper slip and wrapper bear part of signature or the thumb impression. The paper cover should be further protected by means of strong thread above the across the jar. The note of the thread should be covered by means of wax bearing the impression of the sealed sender. And this is quantity of food sample to be collected for analysis. Under the provision rule number 13 FSSA, the quantity of sample of food to be sent, the food analyst director for analysis shall be specified in table in the below. Suppose that milk for 500 ml sample collected, and sterilized milk, UHT milk for 250 ml, malai and dahi for 200 grams, yogurt and sweetened for 300 grams, chena paneer khoa for 250 grams, cheese for 200 gram, evaporated milk and condensed for 200 gram, and ice cream, softy kulfi ice cream for 300 grams, milk powder, skim milk powder for 250 gram, independent food winning food for 500 gram, malt food for 300 gram, butter and butter oil, ghee, margarine for 200 gram, vanaspati edible oil fats for 250 grams, carbonated water for 600 ml, baking powder for 100 grams, and arrowroot for 250 grams, corn flakes for 200 grams, spices, condiments and mixed masala for 200 grams, spices and mixed masala powder for 250 grams, nutmeg for 150 grams, and compound asafoetida 150 grams, saffron for 20 grams, gur jaggery ice sugar only synthetic syrup for 250 grams, cane sugar, cube sugar, refined sugar for 200 grams, artificial sweetener for 100 grams, fruit juice for 400 ml, tomato sauce, ketchup, tomato paste, tomato puree, vegetable sauce for 300 grams, non-fruit jelly for 200 grams, pickle and chutney for 250 grams, oil seed nut dry fruit for 250 grams, tea, roasted coffee, roasted chicory for 200 grams, instant tea, instant coffee, chicory mixture for 100 grams. And next is packaging and sealing the sample. In order to maintain integrity, packages containing accepted should be secured or sealed to prove the authority and to ensure they should not have been tampered. The stopper shall first be securely fastened so as to prevent leakage of the containers in transit. The bottle, jar or other container shall then completely wrapped in fairly strong thick paper. The end of the paper shall be neatly folded and affixed by means gum or other adhesive. A paper slip size goes round completely from bottom to top of the container bearing signature of designated officer and code number of the sample shall be pasted on wrapper. The signature or thumb impression of the person from whom the sample has been taken shall be affixed in such manner that the paper slip and wrapper both carry part of this signature or thumb impression. The outer covering of the packet shall also be marked with code number of the sample. And next is dispatch of sample. All sample packed for dispatch must be secured with shock absorbing material to protect them from damage in route food. The sample of frozen food to be sent overnight may be packed in insulated carton containing dry ices will last for that length of time. If special precautions in handling or strong sample are needed, the FSA authorized officer should ensure that the person who will handling the sample are informed. The container of the sample shall be dispatched in the following manner. The sealed container, one part sample along with the memorandum of form 6 should be sent to the food analyst. The second, third part of the sample along with 2 copies of memorandum form 6 should be sent to designated officer. The fourth part sample along with a copy of memorandum in form 6 should be sent in accredited laboratory along the prescribed fee. On the receipt of the food sample, authorized FSSAI lab would analyze the quality, safety, the sample food product, pass the final decision. Next is sampling report. The sampling report should include the reason for sampling, the origin of sampling, sampling method and date, place sample together with any additional information like transport time and containers. Any deviation from specified sampling procedure to be reflected in report. And next is documentation. Rule number 3rd, form number 3rd, rule 3.3.21 to keep any article of food in safe custody of the vendor. Suppose that keep any article food safe custody of the vendor, name, address, where and food safety officers and area. And this is next form number 5th, rule number 3.4.1 and 3, and this is food safety officer seal. And form number 6th refer rule number 3.4.37 memorandum to food analyst, date, food analyst name, food analyst seals and address. And next is conclusion. The sample plans a lot in survey and research where we have to take sample from large population. Different technique of sampling are there to give different type of desired result. In this blog, we learned about different sampling technique and how they are used. On the end notes, we must be keep in mind the sampling technique should be used according to the case taken. Keeping in mind this case, we must use the desired sampling technique, and these are some preferences. And thank you.